This is Menabe, a province on Madagascar's west coast, where the International Fund for Agricultural Development, or IFAD, is helping to revive the local economy. Since the 19th century and the arrival of a community of Indian immigrants, the village of Antsoha has traditionally been a centre of lentil production. But the area fell on hard times in the 1970s, when a process of nationalisation led to the departure of the Indian community. Rising food prices with no improvement in production levels, plus limited markets, have meant that villages here have found their income levels drastically reduced.
Momba nakahy zany, zao zany gn'anak'olo amy tanà ty eto. De tsy misy zany fambolena nanomboky zay nahazaza anakahy niaignako afa tsy ty lanty ty ro fambolea niaignana eto. Ela be mihitsy nanomboha ny razanay eny ty lanty ty eto.
Marina tsara mihitsy raha ara-tantara fa hoe Antsoha ty zany no isany renivohitsy ny fambolena lanty. De nohon'izay zavatra zay zany nentin'le tetikasa hoe zany satria tao agnatin'le hatakin'le olo mihitsy le izy.
The project in question is AD2M, a development project financed by the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Since 2006, AD2M has been supporting the development of agriculture to boost the rural economy of the area.
De tam'izay koa niainany koa eo amin'ny resaka ino ty tsy nisy nanoro anazy ny lafinara teknika. De niainany koa resaky hoe raha tonga ny fiakaran'ny vokatra vitsy le olo viden'le vokatra nanana lesy koa ry zareo tam'izay fotoana zay.
AD2M set about empowering the population of Antsoha with training in new techniques of farming for lentil seeds and lentils for consumption. Producers were taught how best to conserve their produce and how to select seeds for high-quality production. AD2M buys all the seed produced and distributes them to farmers throughout the region, who in turn sell what they produce throughout the entire country.
Madame Melanie zany izy olo mpamboly lanty. Ary isany mafana fo agnatin'le fikambana izy zany isany hoe family leader izy. Isany namany mitsikitsika. Izy moa zany amin'ny fiainany vavy tsy manambady izy fa mananjana. De misy zany le iainany eo amin'le tokantrano zay zavatra zay. Izy zany no miaina mamatsy an'ireo zana satria misy mianatra.
Melanie and her fellow villagers are particularly enthusiastic about the new techniques because their village is extremely remote and difficult to access. Here, most of the villagers are dependent upon buying their food, and so increasing their incomes is of real benefit.
Tena sahira le la resaka sakafo zay raha tsika malala zao am'izao fotoana iagnanay kanany zao balahazo rohany eto ndra vary tsy hita. Tena sahira. Eo amin'ny 7 isan-jato eo amin'ny fahasahiragna resaka sakafo zay. Zay aloha tena misy. Amgnamiko zay 7 isan-jato amin'ny alalan'ny fahasahiragna ara-tsakafo.
Kan défi zany de hoe fambolena le haitao vaovao amin'ny veloam-pon'le olo mitodiky makagna am'le tsaratsara kokoa. Zany hoe raha namboly zany izy atodika hoe nahazo an'le antsasa zany hoe raha raisitsika ohatra hoe eo amin'ny 7 kilao izy nanao an'le nahazatra azy zay niainana hatram'izay de miezaka koa satria manao défi hoe mampita an'izay le haitao vaovao zay ataontsika hoe agny amin'ny 9 na 7 kilao mihoatra an'le entiny.
And while increasing yields, these new techniques also bring savings to the farmers by reducing the amount of seed required for planting.
Magnome ohatsy anareo aho. Zahay moa zany laha mampiasa tseliky laty ty, carreau ro ampiasanay azy. Zay carreau zay 20 metatsy carré, 20 metatsy carré hoy aho. Zahay zao laha mitseliky an'izay 20 metatsy carré zay tamin'ny fomba faharaza eo amin'ny 10 kapoky na 12 kapoky zay ro ampiasainay. Ka laha fa nianatsy eny toy fampianara vaovao toy manara-penitra toy zahay 7 kapoky de fa lan'io 20 metatsy io.
Now, not only are villagers more able to buy nutritious food for their families, but these improved techniques are also allowing them to improve their lives in other ways.
dia nisy zava-bita zany ohatra ny nahazo nahavita trano hipetrahako aho, nahavitako solonify ny vadiko, dia arako tsara ny fiainana mianakavy kely ao an-trano.
But this improvement in villagers' incomes is not simply due to an increase in yields while spending less on inputs. The key factor is that AD2M has focused on establishing the area as a growth pole, using lentil production as a primary driver. For this to succeed, suitable storage space has been provided and training given in storage techniques. And now that they can store their produce, these villagers are less dependent upon middlemen, who typically pay low sums for their produce at harvest time when there's a glut in the market.
Kanefa laha avarotsinay zany izy io tsy arakaraky ny tokony vokatsy tokony vokatsinay ny tokony ho vidiny. Satria zahay lafa mahavokatsy vidiny mpividy azy ambany be vidiny.
Now, with their produce well stored in warehouses, Antsoha's development as a growth pole is continuing as AD2M actively seeks out markets for that produce throughout the country.
Kanefa AD2M zany akanany zao fa mila lalam-barotsy ho anay koa. Ary irarianay hahita malakilaky reo fa mety ao amty mety 100% iambarako zao mivokatsy ho azinay.
And with those newly sourced markets, Antsoha has also started to renew its image as not only a lentil producing area, but also as a source of quality lentil seeds.